Welcome to this episode of Burton Shorts, or BS. My name's Jan. I was born in Burton-on-Trent in 1959. I'm a lifelong Burtonian, and I'm doing these little episodes, tend to be about 10 minutes, sometimes a little bit longer, about my walks around Burton. Now this one is, or ought to be, slightly embarrassing. It's a correction to my pilot episode about where I was born. I've been umming and ahhing about what to call it, whether to call it Big Cock Up or Correction or Pilot 2, but I'm going to call it something like New Information. So my mum died about 6 years ago, it's 2025 at the moment, and she left me a box of paperwork. So doing these videos has prompted me to have a little circle through, and I found some documents in there. That means that I got some details about my very first childhood home in Sydney Street in Burton-on-Trent. I got that slightly wrong. So if you've not seen the pilot episode, the very first video I put up, I suggest you go back and look at that first if you've not already seen it, and then it'll all make a bit more sense. I said Sydney Street, I've approached from the other end. I've come in this end because there's roadworks on Derby Road, and it's very, very busy and very noisy, so I thought I'd come just walk down the back street to get into Sydney Street. So my new information, I found my grandma's death certificate. That's my mum's mum, and she died at 11 Sydney Street. But I also found a cutting from a newspaper about my mum and dad's marriage. They went on honeymoon in Torquay, and the newspaper clipping says that they returned to number 11 Sydney Street. So I thought I was born somewhere around 33, 34, the other side of the road, which if you look at the pilot episode you'll see that's where I've pinned it down to. But they moved into number 11. Now whether number 11 was my grandma's house and they were living there, or it was their house and my grandma had moved in with them, I'm not sure. I know my mum always told me that my grandma was so keen to have a grandchild that although she was very poorly for about the year before I was born, she sort of hung on, and she died less than a month, probably about 3 weeks. I'll put the dates on the video. She died less than a month after I was born, so she sort of hung on and died. So she must have died a few weeks after I was born in the house where I was living. So let's go and find number 11, shall we? We're at casino number 21. It's a little bit further down, a little bit closer to Derby Road than I initially thought. Okay, so I'd got the right side of the road. These are all the odd numbers. That's 17. Is that 15? Oh no, it's not all the odd numbers. That's a 16. Okay, so it's odd and even. 15. 14. 13. 12. And this is where I was born, number 11. So therefore I'm guessing my Auntie Elsie perhaps lived at number 10 or number 12. So there it is, number 11. Now I was out by about 100 metres, but I found it now. What I'll also do is I'll put a few photos up now. I found some photos of me in the garden and in the house, so I'll stick a few of those up for your amusement. Oh, very close to a post box. A lovely bright red, and very close to the pub that I walked past in the pilot episode. Well, as well as those lovely photos you've just seen, another thing I found, which I didn't know existed, was a a little card that my mum had written. My mum was the youngest of 11. She was born in 1929, but she had 10 brothers and sisters. Beatrice 1907, Elsie 1909, Nellie 1911, George 1913, Thomas 1914, John 1917, Doris 1919, Kate 1922, Frank 1924, and then again my mum 1929. So she was one of a big family. All her siblings had died by 2005. Yeah, and then my mum died 6 years ago, 2019. So that's quite a big family, and they all had big families. So all I remember as a child really is going to lots of weddings, because I had loads and loads of cousins. So many, I've no idea where they all are. They're all around Burton still, possibly, or spread all over the world. So it was a very big family. So this is my correction to the pilot episode. There's a little treasure trove of information from my mum's little box of bits and bobs, which I shall look into. So that's the end of this episode. If you have any comments, please write a comment. If you liked it, please put a thumbs up and like it. If you don't want to miss any future episodes, please subscribe, and I'll see you soon, hopefully. Bye bye.